So I got the Simplex here, and I got also the Deus. I have a bottle cap, piece of can slaw, gold ring, small piece of foil, a thin piece of foil, a gold pendant, a piece of jewelry there, a gold necklace, and a very, very small piece of jewelry right there, just minute. So the Simplex is a coin machine, right? You can tell that a coin machine compared to a Relic machine because they have two different types of discrimination. The Simplex has a traditional or a conventional type of discrimination. When you discriminate out a segment of numbers, those tones go away. Even though you get numbers, those tones go away and you lose those tones. With a Relic type of machine, the Nocta Amphibio is the same way, but the Nocta Amphibio you can actually adjust the tone breaks. And with the Simplex, you don't have really fine tuning on the discrimination. It goes in segments of 5, right? So it's not really very fine tuning. I'll just turn this Simplex on here and just show you what happens when you discriminate, right? You lose on targets. Hopefully I can discriminate here without messing it all up here. I'll turn my gain down because with the Simplex, if you have your gain up too high and you go into, if you have your gain up too high and you're getting some EMI and you go into the reject menu, that cursor up there jumps around, and then when you push that button, it can just go anywhere on your discrimination menu there. And if you're not really looking close, you might discriminate out a number, a segment of numbers that you do not want to discriminate out, right? So just to be aware of that. So I'll just go over this foil here, right? Solid 19. So if I want to discriminate, if I'm finding a bunch of smaller piece of foil, which I really do not recommend discriminating on any machine, this is just a demonstration. If you want to discriminate out that with the Simplex, just turn the gain down, right? So when you go on the disc menu, go over that target and push reject, right? It discriminates that out, right? But then when you want to go back in that menu, make sure that you are discriminating that back out, because that cursor is going to want to jump around, and if you push that one time, it's just going to discriminate some other numbers that you don't want to really reject, right? And with the Deus, it's a Relic machine and a conventional or traditional type of discrimination. How the Relic discrimination works, they're different from coin machines. The Relic discrimination, when you discriminate that discrimination, whatever you discriminate to your low tone, that's going to be your low tone. If you raise your discrimination up, that is going to make your lower conductors like gold give you an iron grunt, or your low tone, right? And with the iron, if you're getting a lot of iron, you can raise your discrimination up a little bit there. But if you want to hit on those gold targets or those small pieces of jewelry, drop your discrimination down in a Relic program. Drop your discrimination down so you can accept some of those targets and give you a mid-tone or whatever tone you have chosen for that mid-tone, right at that tone break, right? And it has a lot to do with your tone breaks too. If you have a machine that uses a Relic type of discrimination, tone breaks are a much easier way to go. It's actually a lot more complicated, but I'll show you with this jewelry why. With this jewelry, this stuff I find in top lots, right? A lot of foil, small piece of jewelry, right? Rings, bottle caps. So when I get to a top lot the first time, I want to cherry pick. I want to hit all of the coin tones and the jewelry tones, right? I kind of have been really learning, and I call jewelry out now with the Deus. I don't even look at my numbers, right? And I do not discriminate, but I can, all these different targets here have different conductivities, right? And they're different sizes. And with the hot program, I can tell all that, right? I can tell the conductivity of it right now. I can tell if it's a bottle cap right now, right? I call them out all the time. Coins, jewelry, bottle caps. I can tell what they are. Pull tabs. And if you're in like pitch tones, if you're in pitch tones and you're in a modern site and there's a lot of foil, a lot of junk in the ground there, right? It doesn't really work that great because I can't tell how big that target is. Really, it's harder to indicate. It's not giving me really a lot of indicators. Sure, it is a VCO type of program tones, but it's not giving you the full aspect of it. You need the conductivity side of it. You need a three-dimensional perspective on what you're going for. Because in top lots, I just want to get in, get out quick. Get all the jewelry out, the coins out quick. And then maybe if I have some more time, I'll raise my frequency up in hot program and just dig out some of these smaller, really small stuff here, right? But I'll just demonstrate here, right? If I use a three-tone program, I'm having to go like this, right? Having to look at my machine every time I'm getting a little beep there. I'm looking and looking. I'm not paying attention to the ground, right? I'm not looking ahead of me. I'm not looking up above where some hazards are at above my head in top lots. So, you know, after I go through a top lot in 14 kilohertz, I'll raise it up to 31 and then 74 and then go to the pitch program or the gold program. Matters what's left in the top lot after I go through it in 14 kilohertz. Most of the time, 14 kilohertz stock hot program with my gain up pretty high. Drop my ground bounce down quite a bit because I want to go a little bit deeper in top lots. And usually I get most of it out of the top lot, most of the jewelry. You know, the smaller piece of jewelry, I'll get those in 31 kilohertz, but 74 kilohertz just really gets a lot of foil. But the higher frequency really does false on the foil, or falses on. It doesn't false. It responds differently to bottle caps, right? I'll show you. Only in hot program, right? In the 2, 3, 4, 5 tone, you got to manage all those tone breaks and the discrimination and stuff, right? Stock three-tone Deus fast. Now listen to all this stuff right here. No, I got problems. That gold pendant is giving me a low tone. It's giving me an iron tone, right? So my discrimination is not set in the right spot. But in the Deus fast, I can adjust my tone break. So the tone break's a little bit more complicated. I'm not going to go into that in this video, right? That small piece of jewelry is giving me it's giving me an iron grunt too. So, you know, I can't tell how big that target is, and I can't tell the conductivity. The conductivity is a main thing I'm looking for here, right? Now I'll just change frequency. Not gonna change anything but my frequency. Listen to it. The bottle cap didn't really change much. It's coming through a little bit better in 74 kilohertz, but it's not giving me an iron tone anymore, right? High tone. High tone. It's not hitting that small jewelry there, right? So I'm getting a lot of jumpy tones there, and I want to pinpoint right now. I want to pinpoint, get that target out, and get to my next one, because there's a lot of stuff in top lots, right? High concentration of jewelry in top lots. So, go to pitch tones, pitch program here. Oh, that gold is giving me a low tone. It's giving me a grunt. So my discrimination is off. So I don't want to skip up targets like that, right, in top lots. When I'm swinging fast, I want to hear everything in the ground there. I don't want my small gold jewelry to sound like iron, right? So that small jewelry right there is giving me an iron tone too. So, you know, it's just fine balance. You know, there's not a tone break for pitch tones. There is discrimination. You can adjust your pitch tones to raise your frequency up, your audible frequency, but you know, changing the operating frequency in pitch tones is not really going to do much good for the tones. I want the tones. I want to be able to identify that target by its conductivity. The first number one most, right? So, because when I go through top lots, I really want to get the coins and jewelry out fast, right? So stock hot program right here, watch, listen. Bottle cap, 14 kilohertz. That's the bottle cap tone in 14 kilohertz, right? It's completely different as you raise your frequencies, right? So you just got to learn, you know, what those, but the bottle cap tones and full tones are very, very evident. I mean, just dig up a few bottle caps and you'll know. I mean, one swing over it, that's a bottle cap, right? Super easy. With a lot of other machines, you have to wiggle your coil back out and look at your screen and maybe notch it out or something. Something big, overload. Low tone, I'll be digging that out all day long, right? In the top lot. Look at that small, thin piece of foil. It's reading up really high compared to that gold ring. See that? Sounds like jewelry right there. See? Right? It's going really squeaky, right? High tone, right? On that small jewelry. Jewelry tone, right? That jewelry is giving me, that small stuff is giving me a low tone. But I'm in a sliding scale right now, so I dig up a lot of iron, small bits of iron in top lots, because a lot of times they will be masking targets, or it'll be something really cool. And this one sounds like junk, right? Right, sounds like junk, that small piece of jewelry. Now we'll just change the frequency, right? The ultimate top lot cleaner ever, right here. Bottle cap tone in 74 kilohertz. Listen. Bottle cap tone. So evident, man. All it takes is just one swing over that, and I know it's junk, right? High tone. Mid-high tone. Now, listen to that. Remember when I was in 14 kilohertz? That foil was reading up higher than that gold ring. Now that gold ring is reading up higher than that piece of foil, right? Listen how good that gold pendant sounds. High conductive piece of jewelry right there. High conductor, low conductor, right? Now listen to this small jewelry, this bracelet, small section of bracelet. Give me a high tones, right? Because I'm in 74 kilohertz. It favors those lower conductors, so it's going to give you a higher tone, right? That small piece of jewelry is really tough to get. But I don't want to overpower. I don't want to put it in deep program, because I'll just end up getting a lot of deep stuff in top lots, right? I mean, I usually have, I like this coil at high gain in the top lots, because I can swing fast, right? The recovery speed on the Deus is super fast, so I can swing a lot faster with the Deus. And I can just have this ultralight, you know, just this right here underneath the play equipment. With a lot of other machines, you can't really get underneath the low clearance areas, because you have this big head on there, right? And you'll have to be looking at the numbers, right? To really hit on stuff, right? You know, some machines really struggle around big iron. The Deus does struggle around that big iron if I'm in 74 kilohertz frequency. All machines, if you run in higher frequencies, like the not the Amphibia, because it's not really high frequency, it's still a very low frequency in the very low frequency spectrum. But once you start getting into the high frequencies, like above 30 kilohertz or above 40 kilohertz, it really starts falsing on that big iron. You know, you false on it from a long way away. But with the higher frequencies, I can get that smaller jewelry, and I can be swinging faster. You know, it's not going to go super deep. I'm not really trying to go super deep in the top lots, but this coil works really good in the iron too. in the higher frequencies, you know, it can really penetrate, get through that iron. It's not going to go deep. You know, the higher frequencies actually require less power to the coil there, and they just don't go as deep, right? They get smaller stuff, right? The higher frequencies get smaller stuff, and they can get through the EMI a lot better, right? The Simplex does really good in the tot lots, man. I've had some really good results with the Simplex, right? Just a single frequency machine, but you know, once you start wanting to get some of those smaller targets out, and I know that I know the pitch program. If I discriminate a little bit lower in the pitch program or even the gold program, it'll hit that small jewelry really easy, right? And the Simplex, there's no way to hit that really small jewelry, right? Because it's just a lower frequency machine. The higher frequencies do really good on those small conductors, small, low conductive targets. Well, thank you for watching. Please subscribe.